When Jamie and Ryan McGlaughn welcomed their second son into the world, they thought they had been blessed once more with a beautiful, healthy newborn. But hidden beneath the folds of baby fat on Tucker's neck was a problem that could have cost him his life.
It was the second night we were at home. I was giving him his bottle, and I had him up on my shoulder, and I noticed that there was a little hard spot on his neck.
The McGlaughn's pediatrician was on medical leave at the time, but when Jamie told him her concerns, he agreed to examine the baby at his home.
He wasn't sure what it was, and he felt the knot, and he felt it was something to be concerned about, and asked us to go the next morning and see Dr. Dousman, the doctor that was actually filling in for him while he was on medical leave. I'll never forget, he told me, he said, it's either a cyst or a tumor of some sort, and I feel like you need to see a pediatric ENT immediately. He told us, he said, I've just finished my pediatric rotations at Children's Hospital, and he said, I feel like Dr. Wooley is the doctor that you need to see.
Daily, we get a call from a pediatrician about a child who's within an hour or two away who has a problem, and we can get them right into the hospital. And it's usually easy to get them right to the operating room. With the ancillary services at Children's being so good, radiology jumped right on top of this.
Initially, doctors believed the mass was a simple cyst. Day surgery was scheduled for a Tuesday, and the McGlaughns expected to have Tucker home by Wednesday. But everything changed when Dr. Wooley came in over the weekend to review Tucker's MRI scans.
It's a congenital cyst. They're rare, but he was basically born with it. As the cyst filled with fluid, it got infected, and then the cyst became a problem. So potentially he, could have obstructed and died. I mean, it was growing to the point that he was developing labored respirations, and his breathing was getting more stressed. And I'd never seen one that size, because it was literally expanded the entire length from the base of his skull into his chest.
We came that day thinking we were coming in for a one-day surgery, and within 30 minutes we find out totally different, and we're hearing feeding tubes and ventilators and ICU for a week, and vocal cords being cut and permanently paralyzed possibly, and you think, well, will my child ever speak, or and those are the least of your worries. You're just concerned and hoping that they'll survive.
It would take hours of delicate surgery to excise the cyst, which had grown to the size of a man's fist. Dr. Wooley knew it would be difficult to remove without damaging Tucker's vocal cords. And when the inevitable happened, he decided to try an innovative procedure.
So we hooked the recurrent laryngeal nerve up to a muscle nerve, a motor nerve called the ansa cervicalis, and it goes to the muscles in your neck. And what happens is that nerve grows through the recurrent nerve over a period of time and reinnervates the vocal cord where it will work. And to my knowledge, he was the youngest child that had ever been done. We couldn't find anybody younger than him in the world literature.
By the time Tucker celebrated his first birthday, it was apparent that his vocal cords were indeed working just fine.
Every time we hear him say Mama or Daddy, we just know what a miracle Dr. Wooley performed that day in the surgery room. And it just amazed me that he would have come back in and read that scan, because had he not done that, they could have opened our child up and he might not be here today. So it's Dr. Wooley and his expertise and the fact that he had seen something like this before that we feel like God used Dr. Wooley to help save our child.
After several months had gone by, I got this beautiful paperweight that's a quote from the Bible that says, "Excellence, do you see a man who excels in his work?"
To me, the scripture more than the object just summed up the gratitude that we had for Dr. Wooley and the place he's always going to have in our heart. Every time I see his little face smile, I know that he is a true little miracle that God has given to us, and I know that he let Children's Hospital help him with that miracle.